Okay, this is a short video meant to demonstrate what, in my view, is the best way to light a log fire. First of all, you need to get rid of the ash from the night before, and that little tool there, that implement, slots into the side and it riddles the grate, which basically means it turns the little panels up and down so that the ash from the night before drops down into the ashtray there. Then you need to get a bag, which is normally in the ash bin at the side of the fire, and carefully tip the ash into the bag, making sure it doesn't go all over the carpet. Next, you build up the fire with some fairly large, chunky logs at the bottom. You can use 2, or in this case I'm using 3, and you lie them with a gap between them on the base of the fire. After you've done that, you need to get some kindling and build up a little Jenga structure, and this will get the fire going. I'm going to cut a little bit out here so you can see how it's built up, leaving a little hole in the middle for the firelighter to go. So get the firelighter from the little bag at the side of the fire, pop it in the middle of that hole so that it's just sticking out, and then those 2 air vents at the bottom, you need to turn those up to full, which is all the way to the right, both of them. And then with the little fire clicker, just get that firelighter going and close the door, but not fully. Leave the door a little bit ajar, because at this stage you need to get as much oxygen into the fire as you can. And as you can see now, the kindling is properly alight and will hopefully be spreading to the logs underneath. At that stage you can close the door properly and lock it firmly. The 2 air vents at the bottom control the amount of air going into the fire, and at this stage, when the kindling is beginning to die down, I like to put 1 or 2 small logs on top, just to give it something to feed on. Mind the fire doesn't spit out onto the lovely white fluffy carpet in front of the fire. And then you can turn the air vents up to full and get that thing really going properly. Once that's properly alight, you can turn the air vents down, open up the door and get some larger logs. And at this stage you can just rearrange the logs so that the burning is even and equal underneath. So you can get 2 or 3 logs, put them on top. At this stage the fire is properly alight and nice and healthy. It shouldn't die out at this stage, and if it looks like it's going to, either open the door a little bit and put those air vents up fully. The one on the right is the one that you should normally use when the fire is up and running. The left one normally only when you're lighting the fire, just to give it that little bit of extra oxygen, a little bit of extra air. So now you can see it's properly alight and giving out a nice amount of heat. And you can adjust the flames with that right hand controller there. And sit back and enjoy.